Welcome to the Coins Explorer YouTube channel. Here we explore the world of coins, coin news, coin errors, market reports, and my favorite, coin investing. Today we are going to be talking about a coin that is scarce and very popular amongst Lincoln cent collectors. It's the 1944 D over S wheat cent. We will review some interesting facts I uncovered, how this error occurred, what you need to look for to find one for yourself, as well as the total population, graded population, and of course, my complete analysis of the coin's value in the marketplace with pricing and trend charts. I hope you enjoy this video, and if you do, please like and subscribe. And also feel free to go to my website at thecoinsexplorer.com for daily coin news. Personally, I enjoy collecting coins because they tell a story and they all have a history. Some more unique than others, of course, and there is actually a very interesting fact about this coin that I was not aware of until I began my research, so stay tuned. Fact number 1. There were more wheat cents made in 1944 than in any other year. There were 2.14 billion wheat cents minted across all three mints. It wasn't until 1960 that this record would be broken. In 1960, there were 2.16 billion Lincoln Memorial cents produced. Interesting fact number 2. The time period is 1944, which is nearing the end of World War II. Tin was being used pretty heavily in industries back then, and imports were very low from the Far East. So the War Production Board was rationing and preserving the use of tin for their war efforts. Therefore, the U.S. Mint had to turn to copper and zinc to produce currency. This last fact I did not know about until now, and it was debated for a long time, but I think the debate is over at this point. Much to my surprise, shell casings were in fact used in the manufacturing of wheat pennies from 1944 to 1946. Roger W. Burdett was the foremost numismatic historian during this time period. In his book, United States Pattern and Experimental Pieces of World War II, he describes railroad hopper cars full of shell casings arriving at the Philadelphia Mint. In addition, congressional testimony proves that shell casings were used to make Lincoln cents from 1944 to 1946. I won't read all of this, but here is an excerpt from the testimony of the Assistant Director of the U.S. Mint. Leland Howard said, "The War Production Board has granted us sufficient virgin copper and shell casings to resume production of a copperhead cent on January 1st. You should pause the video to continue reading the entirety of the testimony, because it's pretty interesting. So yes, shell casings were used to mint the 1944 wheat cent. You may see coins listed as a shell casing wheat cent. They are brighter in color than a normal bronze cent and have increased eye appeal. With over 2.14 billion minted, the 1944 wheat penny is very common, and they really aren't worth very much. However, there are a few wheat penny varieties during this time period that do bring in quite a bit of money. Now let's discuss the 1944 D over S in particular. The 1944 D over S were produced at the Denver Mint from a die that had previously had an S mint mark punched into it. The S on the die was buffed out and replaced with a D mint mark for Denver. Remember, this was a wartime period. There were fewer resources and less skilled labor, both of which may have led to this occurring. Now, on some 1944 D mint mark wheat pennies, you can see traces of the S above the edge of the D mint mark. This D over S punch can be extremely valuable, and they can still be found in the wild today. So here's what you need to look for. Oh, and stay tuned for the value and my market analysis. There are two varieties you need to be looking for. The first variety is known as over mint mark 001 or FS-511. The second variety is known as over mint mark 002 or FS-512. Okay, on the first variety, FS-511, which is the most popular in the Lincoln series, you are looking for the top of the S mint mark over the north of the D. Part of the S can also be seen in the upper curve of the D. This variety is more valuable and desirable than the second variety, but I will show you how to identify the second variety as well. Although the over mint mark -002 or FS512 isn't as popular as the FS511, it's still more popular than the over mint marks created in 1951 and 1952, which I will discuss in a later video. So be sure to like and subscribe to be notified. The FS512 has the S to the southwest of the D. You will want to look for the middle of the S as it crosses over the left side of the D. This is the second variety. Even though there were over 430 million 1944 D wheat cents minted, it's currently unknown how many D over S mint era coins exist, likely thousands. Even well-worn examples can fetch over $100. Now, I'm really only going to be talking about the FS511 in this video, as it's the more desirable variety. But before I get into my market analysis, I will remind you that this information is for educational and entertainment purposes only and is in no way financial or investment advice. Remember, the best grade you can have is a mint state 70. However, the top pop 1944 D over S has a grade of mint state 67 plus. There has been one graded as a mint state 67 plus from PCGS and none from NGC. The one from PCGS is also CAC certified. The PCGS graded coin sold in October of 2020 for a record $49,938 and was sold by Legend Rare Coin Auction. In addition, PCGS has graded 2 as mint state 67 and NGC has graded 1 as mint state 67. Sales for these have ranged from $15,600 in 2022 to a high of $32,250 in August of 2019. The reason the price decreased in 2022 is because a coin was graded as mint state 67 plus, since the sale of that coin occurred in August of 2019, therefore knocking off the mint state 67 as the top pop coin. Now, let's talk about this coin in some grades that are probably more obtainable for collectors. If I were looking to add one of these to my collection, I would most likely look at grades in mint state 65 or mint state 64. So we'll take a closer look at those grades. I looked through the auctions that occurred over the last 5 years, and I removed any of the Variety 2 FS512 auction sales, since this is the less desirable coin. Fortunately for me, there were only 12 sales over the last 5 years, and only 8 of them were for the FS511 variety in mint state 65. There have been 8 sales over the last 5 years with a high price of $2,400, which sold in April of 2023. The price trend shows an increase from $1,250 to $2,150 over the last 5 years. But frankly, there are not a lot of sales for me to feel confident in the price trend. But I would say the price is clearly indicating an upward trend. One thing to note is the sale in March of 2018 and the sale in April of 2019 were both for the red-brown version of the variety, and they each sold for $900. The red version is worth more than the red brown, which is often the case. Now let's take a look at the Mint State 64. Over the last 5 years, there have been 27 sales. 18 of them were red, 8 of them were red-brown, and 1 was brown. Also important to note, 2 of them were CAC certified, and they each sold for over $1,000. One of them sold in March of 2018 for $1,320, and the other sold in May of 2023 for $1,140. I excluded the CAC population from this analysis. However, it gives you an idea of where the price is heading on these. The highest price sale was $840 in August of 2018, and the lowest price was $357 in February of 2018. The price trend shows a decrease from $600 to $475. You will notice the 5 most recent sales of these have all occurred under $500. Clearly, the price is showing a downtrend, which is surprising for such a popular Lincoln variety. My guess is more of these have been discovered in higher mintages, which is impacting the price action. As always, there are many factors that could impact the price a coin sells for. So think of this data as imperfect but directionally accurate, and as always, grade the coin, not the holder. I also did a quick look on eBay to see some of the more recent sales, and there are several lower grades of this variety selling in the $75 to $125 range. The best part is they can still be found, so make sure you always check your change carefully because you just might have one. The 1944 D over S wheat penny is very popular amongst Lincoln cent collectors. It's a significant and exciting coin. I personally would love to have one in my collection. As a reminder, this video was created for information and educational purposes only and is not intended to be used for financial or investment advice. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please like and subscribe for more great content. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.